The car I'm sat in right now is not Enzo the Polo. It is the 2013 Land Rover Freelander 2, and in my opinion this is the best luxury SUV under £20,000. So you can pick these up for about £20,000 plus. This is the dynamic model in a blue colour. I don't know the actual colour code, but it's blue with black accents, and obviously it also has this sort of additional body kit style thing that runs down the side, as you can see. Okay, so it took me about 5 minutes to open up the bonnet here because of the stupid latch up here, but we managed to get it open to unleash the 2.2 litre TD4 4-cylinder turbocharged engine that sits inside this diesel car. It has a little over about 150 horsepower and is all in all a very nice engine. It has about a 0 to 60 in about 10.2 seconds, so it's rivaling the Polo there, but obviously being about twice the weight, having twice the power. Now, taking a little look around the engine, we've obviously got the cover and all of the nice gubbins that are inside. It's quite a big engine, to be fair. So it obviously has a 6-speed manual gearbox with 150 horsepower. If it had 190 horsepower, it would be the automatic gearbox. I've done my research. It also has what I love, these gas bonnet struts, which I want to fit to the Polo because they just make opening and closing the bonnet so much easier, apart from the stupid latch that's not like the Polo. If everything was like the Polo, my life would be so much easier. So that's enough probably about the engine. Let's move on to the interior, which is very, very nice. I've got to figure out how to get this back down now without breaking anything. That's going to be interesting. If you remember in the last video, I was sat just on the edge of the Polo boot. This time I'm physically sat in the boot. This boot is absolutely huge, as you'd expect from an SUV, but it has quite a lot of space. As you can see, it's got a parcel shelf obviously, and I don't know the exact spec, but it's got to be a lot over 300 litres, probably about 500 litres. Got a 12 volt port in the back, in case you're camping or you want to put a little old fridge in it. This is almost like a roof of itself, flipping heck, it's huge. And this window is absolutely massive, and you don't find these anymore, because obviously the new Discoveries and stuff, they've all got tiny little Range Rover windows, but this has a really big window and I love it. I really want to drive this car one day, but insurance says no. It's really, really nice. It's obviously got the parcel shelf. It's just a pull-out one, a bit like you find in an old van or something. A lot of these cars of this era had one that you just pull out, nice and easy, obviously, as you do. It has this nice chrome Land Rover embossed paintwork, sort of bodywork guard, and yeah, all in all, it's really, really nice. Got these lovely rear lights, nice and clean. They cleaned them up. They clean up quite well. And obviously, if we run to the front, we do also have them on the front. These nice headlights, which are all in all a very, very nice addition. Obviously, all your very powerful modern lighting, and we've got fog lights. And yeah, all in all, that's the front of the car, looking really, really fancy. I mean, all the gloss black's really nice, and the only problem really I'd say about the front end is this, because this seems to go a bit tacky over time and you can't really clean it off. It's a bit of a pain. But other than that, it's really, really, really nice. Obviously it's in this really, really nice blue colour, and you can tell it's a dynamic because it has these black handles and these black accents, and obviously these extra wide wings and wheel arches, as we call them in the UK, you call them fenders in America. And on the back, also down all these doors, you've got these little sticky outy extras, and it runs all the way through the back and then round and down. Copies on the other side, and this one has a tow bar. Not all of them do, but this one does have a tow bar. It's gone very rusty, but that's just how it works. So let's jump into the back and yeah, review it, see if the space is actually much nicer than the Polo, or if it's not really as much as you'd expect. Just quickly, I was walking around and I remembered we've also got a chrome similar accent that runs all the way across the back here, which is quite nice too. And obviously your massive brake light. That's basically all on the back really. Last thing on the outside I forgot to mention is these wheels. I think they're 19-inch and they are very, very nice. They clean up quite well. I think they look a bit gunmetal, quite nice alloys, solid, and these are Michelin, I think, Cross Climate 2s, and they are the Twin Peak certified ones, as my dad said, so it's good for all weather conditions, and it keeps them nice and sturdy, nice and clean, which we love. We don't want to be going off the road at any point in an SUV like this, with obviously all the Land Rover specs for like hill descent and all the extra 4x4 terrain modes. But anyway, that's enough of that. Let's get in the car. There we go. It's a bit high up. We're in. Looking into the back of the car, we have these lovely leather seats, two-tone. Show this one's more of a luxury one than one of your regular Freelanders, like the Freelander 1 and 2. Some of the Freelander 2s had just that cotton regular seat. Now we have the nice leather running down the door cards here. And this is obviously nice plastic. Not really any scratchy plastic in sight, to be honest. Even down here is soft touch plastic. Love it, love it, love it. I know this car's probably about twice the price of the Polo when it was new, but who cares? Please just get the scratchy plastics. I'm going to start a petition. And obviously we've got these huge windows. You can see everything from it. It's like the flipping windscreen in the Polo. And you've got a secondary window, that window, and the window obviously in the back. So you get a hell of a lot of light in here. The lighting is absolutely outstanding. You know, it's very bright in this car. It's very nice. And obviously this bench seat is quite big, fit 3 people in the back very comfortably. And as for leg room, which I know you'll all be asking, it's very big. I mean, I think the Polo, I sit sort of the same as I would in the Polo, but obviously I've got underneath the driver's seat a lot more space. Obviously it's a really big car, but like, yeah, there's a lot of space in this. It's not cramped at all. It's really nice. This is the thing with the older SUVs. The new ones, they've all got this tech, so all the seats, you know, they're all more big. Everything's more like, you know, twice the size. Like all the door cards and everything are twice the size, so you don't get as much space. Whereas if you get like a 10-year-old one like this, the space is nice. Like I'm just laying down, relaxing here, and I've still got, you know, loads of space. So all in all, the back of this car is really, really good. Obviously you've got your handles up here, but what you don't have, from what I can see, that you do get in the Polo. Now this is a bit stupid. We don't get a little hook. So lads, just buy a Polo. Who gives a care about an SUV? No, that's a joke, brother. No, that's a joke. I mean, it's really, really nice. Obviously, got your nice windows, window switch, the good solid chrome door looking cards, lovely speakers. I believe that are, I think they're Meridian. I think they're Meridian. We'll have a look in a minute. It's all badged up in the front. We got obviously the door. We've got a nice pocket down here, put bits and bobs in, I actually like. And then obviously we've got, like, I don't know what this is for. I think it's for storing stuff. But lovely as well. This chrome accent sort of just keeps coming around the car with these door protectors, which is looking quite nice, and they're nice. It just makes the car feel more stylish inside. It's got a 2-tone interior, obviously, of black and sort of a beige, which follows around the whole car. I'm nearly matched. I mean, I've got grey and beige, but we're not too far off. Yeah, in the back, I think you can sit in here for a while. I've sat in it for hours before, and it's not bad. I mean, it's like sitting in the passenger seat of the Polo, I'd say. Unless you've got 3 people in the back. 3 people in the back can be a bit of a squidge for the middle person. But all in all, no, it's really big. It's really nice. It's comfortable. And yeah, I think they're very reliable as well, these cars. I mean, apart from we've had a fuel pump issue, but we don't drive it as much. Only about 4,000 miles a year, so it sort of gets gunged up, and it will get bunged up a bit. But no, there's very reliable engine, touch wood. Well, there's no wood in this, so it's not going to be reliable. But yeah, no, it's really, really reliable in this car. You don't really get too many problems with these, which isn't typical of Land Rover. Land Rover are usually unreliable, but this one has been, touch wood, really, really good. Had very little problems with it, and it's 10 years old, so it's 2013. So it's 11 years old. Oh, right, okay. It's 11 years old. Just realised. That's a bit of a realisation. Flipping heck. But anyway, I think that's enough probably of the back, and let's just go and hit it with the old ponder and jump in the front and talk about the lovely controls and the space we have in the front. Okay, here we are in the front of the Freelander 2, where you join me in this video. And as you can see, the space just runs back, and you can see that lighting just really enveloping the car. Now we have the same seats here, as you can see, but they do come with these nice leather armrests, again promoting luxury, kind of. It obviously, as I said, has the 6-speed gearbox, the 6-speed manual, as you can see, very, very nice. And we've got the, as I said, the 4 different drive modes: normal, snow, I believe that's like off-road, woodland, and that's desert, so sand, and like gravel and all of that. It just changes how the traction is, and it also does have a hill descent system. So if it is built for off-roading, obviously the Freelander is built for off-roading, it's a Land Rover, so it has hill descent systems and all of that, traction control off, all of that on the setup. So it is built to go off-road, but I mean, Matt and the go off-road is very little, but you could take it off-road if you really, really wanted to. As for the glove box, a lot of space in here. We've got plenty of bits and bobs in here, as you can see, but it has got plenty of space. Again, that chrome surround following through on these handles, and these same doors as in the front. But the same doors obviously as in the back, just supersized. And we've got an extra speaker up here, and yeah, it was Meridian. And the speaker down here. Moving through, we've obviously got our, for today's standards, tiny little screen. I mean, I like the screen. I don't think it's too bad. I'll try and boot it up for you. Okay. Get a warning every time we turn it on. But yeah, so that's sort of the screen size. I'll show it to you in full later. Obviously no Apple CarPlay, none of that jazz, but it does have a lovely analog clock. You don't see this anymore. It's got a nice analog clock, and there it is, obviously Land Rover. It's not going to play any music. Okay, we're okay. And then we've got obviously the old dials for climate control. Love to see it. Program all the different modes: program, circulate, air conditioning, electronic handbrake. I don't like them. I don't know how to use them. I don't want one, but this one has one, and I'm sure we can get along with it. It's got obviously a nice bin in here to store stuff. It's quite big. You've got your regular, 12-volt charging port. I believe that is anyway. Yep, as you can see, no longer a cigarette lighter, as in vans and older cars, which I do love, but we still get to 12 volt. We've actually kept 2 12 volts. There's one down here as well, and we get a whopping 1 USB and an aux. So if you're charging stuff, this car's got it all. You don't need anything else in terms of charging. I think these seats are really comfortable. They can get a bit uncomfortable in the summer when it's hot, but it's not really too much of a problem. We've obviously got our lovely vanity system down here with this, but also the light is controllable in this one, which you don't get in the Polo. Hello lads. Yeah, so we got this again in that lovely beige colour. I mean, this isn't too difficult to keep clean, and obviously that absolutely massive windscreen along here, absolutely huge. I mean, it is literally like you're sitting in a panoramic glass view thing. We've also got our, we'll come on to this later, we've got the controls up here for the lights, switching on lighting, as you can see. When the doors are open, on or off completely, 2 individual reading lights. These are buttons that you would get if you got a HSE, the top spec model. This is like one down from the top spec, I think. And obviously you've got the driver's side version of that as well. So I think now there's nothing better to do than to move into the driver's side and really get to grips with the controls of this car and just how everything works. And we'll also turn it on, give it a good start. Can we quickly just talk about how good Enzo looks in that camera? I don't know how much you can see him here. I don't know if I can zoom in, but like, he looks really good in the rear view mirror. I'll have to see if I can zoom us in. There you go. There he is, looking absolutely spectacular in the rear view mirror in that sunlight. Love to see it. Okay, whoa. Okay. Anyway, I'll see you in a minute. Right, we're in the driver's side. Nice and solid doors. And we're in. Here's the feeling you would get if you were driving this. I tried to drive it once down the driveway and stalled it straight away and gave up, but I'm sure I could drive it now. Anyway, so on the driver's side, we obviously have our rear view mirror, and it's huge. I mean, you can get the whole rear window in my view. I think if I can show it from my camera, you see that's a whole rear view, and that rear view is absolutely massive. You can see everything. So for a car of this size, that's obviously very, very needed. We've obviously got the old analog gauges from the older cars. No digital dash in this, it's obviously older. And these are nice digital gauges. I like these ones, they're quite nice. And obviously we do have our little screen in the middle to display speed and some other bits and bobs, but nothing like today. We've also got a Land Rover embossed thing. And this actually isn't the horn, these are the horn here. So don't try and slam down on the airbag, you won't get anything, you have to press the horn. We've also got the old accustomed to controls for speech, and obviously our cruise control modes. And the one thing I don't really like about this car is that all the lighting controls, rather than being down here like the VW, they're all on here. So you have to go through all these different modes to get to them. It can be a little bit annoying. But as you can see, obviously these are illuminated, which is good. And we've got our very big wing mirrors as well, which are spectacular, should I say. We've got the chrome again, following us all the way through down here as well and into this point. This is good. We've also got all of our controls. I do need to find out if child lock's on. I don't know how to find that out. I'll have to ask because one of the rear doors won't open properly. But yeah, it's nice in here. Obviously, again, all your controls like this are on here. It's not too bad. It's worth it. And then obviously we've got a lovely gearbox, and it's a nice solid gearbox. You know, see what I mean? It's nice, and it's quite a short shift as well. It's quite a solid car to drive. It's got a nice solid gearbox. Handbrake obviously down here, electronic. And yeah, as for the actual car itself, it's very, very nice. Same sort of controls as this, goes the same. As for the pedal box, it's quite difficult to go under this wheel. There we go, I don't know really how much of you that you can see. There we go, it's focusing in. Got a lot of space in the pedal box. We've obviously got a nice footrest, all 3 pedals. Can we do the same test? Yeah, that's really, really nice. Yeah, it works. It works really, really well with this car. I really, really like it, and I think in a second we're going to give it an old start up. I don't trust this old handbrake, so we can leave it neutral. But yeah, without further ado, should we give it a start up? I think we should. And that, my friends, is a cold start. All of you car fans. Now, other things, we can show you the display now. It's only a very basic display, nothing crazy about it, really. Probably got your phone, your sat nav. This is obviously all the like the old Range Rover stuff. It's not got CarPlay, so you have to use the old sat nav. Not too bad. Could do with CarPlay maybe being installed. You know, it's radio, and my God, that's loud. I'll turn it down, and that's what it looks like. Get all your controls, obviously get all your controls on here as well. Shows you all what you're listening to and all this and that. And all in all, this is a really nice car. We've only about 10 years now. It's a really nice car. We haven't driven it too much. Put about 20,000 miles on the clock, I think, now. And I like it a lot. I really, really like it. I want to drive it one day, hopefully. If I can get insurance done enough in a few years' time, we might take someone out for a spin. It's quite a powerful car. And it's quite exciting. So I really like it. It's a luxury SUV. I think it's the best one you can buy for under 20 grand, because you get a lot for your money that you don't get in a newer SUV. You might spend 30 grand on this, still got all the plasticky. This is all very sturdy. No rattling at all in this. This is proper British engineering. Now, yeah, to me, this is a special car. It was the first car that I'd ever had the experience of being there for the purchase process and almost getting a new car. We used to have, and we still do, we have a van, if you want to see a video on that, the Caravelle, the T5 Caravelle Executive, but it needs a lot of doing up. We had that, my dad bought it a few months after I was born, and then we also had a Frontier up until about 2022, and this was the first car at 10 years old. All the people around me had, you know, been buying new cars, and their kids have had experiences of what it was like, and this was the first one we bought, and I remember being so excited to go there all the time to look at it and to when we bought it, I was excited to go look at it. When we bought it and went out test drive, I was there for all of it because I love cars and I really wanted to have the experience of buying a new car, and I did. And then obviously over the last couple of years, we've obviously got Enzo now, who you can see in the background over there, and a Dacia Duster as well. But this is still probably the most special car to me. And so one day I hope I get to drive it because it's just such a nice car and it's full of stuff that I haven't ever experienced. It's got lots of power. It's a nice old car that is very different to the Polo, and yeah. Anyway, I hope you all enjoyed this. It's a bit more of a sentimental look around video. I'm going to probably do some more videos on the Freelander because it was really nice to sort of do an overall review of it. And yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. Hope you have enjoyed. Please go check out all the older videos on the Polo because the Polo ain't going anywhere. But we want to really showcase Enzo, and we want to make Enzo the biggest Polo on YouTube. The most well-known Polo on the internet needs to be Enzo soon. So, and why not? The most well-known VW. Let's overtake all those old VW vans that are just iconic, including the Twinkie. And yeah, come on, let's get this road to 500 subscribers. Thank you all so much for watching today's video. Hope you all did enjoy it. If you did, remember to leave a like, subscribe. You know the rest. Everyone else told you millions and millions of times, I am sure. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one.
You see the drippy, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the giddy up. Secure the bag, yeah, I get the bus. Pick it up. You see the drippy, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the giddy up. Secure the bag, yeah, I get the bus. Pick it up.